My dog's
Hey,
asking for some space.
that's
Okay.
okay. Hey, you tell that dog I'm gonna interview him too. That's right. That's right. All right, all right. LDMMAC, LDWMMAC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show live. And guys, I got the Striking Viking. I told y'all I would talk to her again. I told y'all I was gonna do it. And God dog it, the Striking Viking is right here live in the flesh. Striking Viking, how you doing this? What's today? Friday. Well, how you doing this Friday evening? You said you tired?
Great. It's nice. It's finally warm here in Minnesota.
Kaitlin, I just got to tell you before I start this video, this interview, I want to thank you for coming. Look, I've been looking forward to this interview. I swear I have. I've been looking forward to it, and I'm thankful that I get to interview you. I'm talking to Kaitlin Young, and I get choked up sometimes. I do. So excuse me if I get nervous. Okay?
Oh goodness, don't be nervous. I really enjoy your post-fight reviews. You have me rolling pretty well usually.
Oh no, no, no. Come on, I'm not trying to make you laugh. No, I'm just kidding. I
Oh,
try,
you do.
I try to be as honest as possible. I try to be. I try to be. Okay, we got one guy in the comment stream. His name is Ed O'Brien. So you remember from last time you saw me looking down. Well, I'm looking
Oh
at the
yeah.
stream. Okay, so I can multitask. I'm good at it. Hey, Caitlin, before I talk about your fight, just researching you, I want to know this story, okay? Because you've got a nice little post on Instagram, and I was looking at it. First of all, your grandmother looks exactly like you. Like she looked exactly
Yeah.
like you.
Funny,
What is
right?
what's the story? Like you said she was some kind of hero. Could you explain that to everybody, please? Cause I really want to know.
Oh, she was just awesome. Like she came here from Spain in the 1960s. She met my grandfather was over there putting together. He was a contractor, so he was building a naval base, and they actually had an arranged marriage, kind of, with like a translator and all. And she ended up coming here, and she was always, I think she was like she loved her kids, right? She had 10 kids. I think she was a little frustrated with her life, in that she couldn't do a lot of things she liked to do. She liked sports when she was young, but at that time, there was no pathway for females at all. So I think she always was super supportive and really thought it was cool, that to see me and my cousins off doing all the things that just weren't available to her. So she was pretty amazing. And when I was young, she told me, I had been dating a guy, and she was like, "He's gonna make your world too small. You need to bail on that one." And she was right.
Now, did you take her advice and did you bail, or
Oh
did you
yeah,
stay still?
no, she was right.
Ah, see,
Grandma's always right.
see, you can't listen. Anything grandma
No.
say, that's Yoda. That's the Yoda of modern day life right now. Grandmas seem like they know
Yeah.
everything, don't they?
Hmm.
And they always got some remedy. Well, listen, you are fresh off a victory against Faith Mcmah. Okay, Faith off. I mean, gosh, see, fresh off a victory, a knockout victory. Okay, what were your thoughts immediately after the fight was over?
Um, I was just really happy. I felt good during the fight, but it was nice to knock out another one. Like, I think it's always like bothered me because I had gone on the losing streak, and really, I don't think records matter all that much, but I know they do matter in terms of opportunities, especially for things like title fights. So to finally get back over that hump into a winning record was really nice. And I was just happy. I fought, to be honest, I fought earlier than I wanted to. I wanted to wait until July or something because I was coming back from an injury. So it complicated camp a little bit, but we still got the job done. So after, it was just kind of, oh, relief. And now I get to chill out a little bit. I've been traveling for the greater part of, I've been home maybe, I think, 2 months in the last 8 months total. I'm like home for a couple weeks and then gone. And then, so it's just kind of been wearing on me. So it was happiness and relief to finally get to chill out a little bit.
You look very happy, and this is great.
Yeah.
And by the way, Minnesota, that's my favorite place in the world. I mean, it is.
Really?
No, I'm just saying that because you're here. But you know what? There's there's another Minnesotan. She's also a fighter. She's in the comment thread. Her name is the War Machine, Brittany Neiman. She's a huge fan of yours. When I mentioned your name, she goes, "Oh, she's she's a Minnesota girl." Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Where's
I'm
she
glad.
trained?
Brittany, where do you train? Okay. Post that in the comment. And
Yeah.
listen, don't keep the striking Viking. Don't keep her waiting. Okay. Because if you do, I'm not going to talk to you next week. Okay. I'm just playing. Joking. Joking. Well, okay. So during the fight, I saw you. In round one, I think I thought it looked like she was trying to test you and trying to, like really, and she thought you didn't have much of a ground game.
Yep.
So could you take us back through round one because I know that felt good.
Yeah. Well, I landed a good knee, and she must have drilled it a ton. And Raina said she did this too, like because people know they know I'm gonna knee and kick, and she hit a takedown off one of my knees. It was perfect timing. Faith did perfect, perfect.
Mm.
But I just got up, and obviously, it's funny because right, I'm a striking Viking. I love to strike, and I did underperform on the ground in some of my early fights from 5 years ago and whatnot. But I've been grappling for 11 years still as well. So I think sometimes people forget that even if it's not your primary, it's not as though you're uh, ill-informed about the ground. So it felt really good. And I think for a long time people thought they could just get me on the ground and then it was done, and they're learning otherwise. And I think I could kind of feel it. I could kind of feel that it was a disappointment when that didn't work out for her.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't work. It didn't go to plan. And Kaitlin, I've told people, and I place bets on a lot of fights. Okay,
Oh, okay. You're betting man.
yeah, I bet on the fighters that I think are. I've lost some, but I've won most. And I bet $15 on this particular fight. Because I'm betting against
Appreciate that,
casuals.
though.
Oh, don't worry, you made me $15 richer. That's well. And the guy I was gonna bet 100, but he only wanted to bet 15 because he actually thought I was right. And because see, so I watch fights with these casuals, and they really don't know much about the women. So I'm like, oh, okay. Oh well,
Yeah.
she's 9-9, you know. And I said, hey
Yeah.
man, don't let the record fool you. I said, listen, that's not a representation of what she can do. I said this girl can fight. I said she can fight. This girl can whoop some ass. I said she can fight. I said I wouldn't bet against her. No man, I'll bet. And when you got that knockout in the third round, I said, hey, pay up, sucker. I said, pay up. I need this cash now. You finna, hey, I'm finna get Starbucks on you. That's what you finna do.
Yeah. That
And I
was
got
fun.
me, and thanks to you, I got Starbucks. So got my $15. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. But it was an amazing knockout. I mean, man, she lasted, and I was kind of starting to feel bad for Faith because like you were the elbows, man. The elbows were just tearing her down, and then you did. I thought you did some pretty decent body work. I mean, so I mean, I don't know the elbows. That's just been a part of your game since your Muay Thai days, right?
Yeah, they've gotten a lot better though. In the last 4 years or so, when I started training with Corn Pet, because I'd used them before, but not nearly as efficiently, and I've had a fair amount of finishes with them since, like in Thai boxing and whatnot. Just better understanding of both how to utilize them and how to defend them. Because his style, the coach I work with now, he was kind of a knee fighter in Thailand, so he has a really intimate understanding of how elbows work and can be used, and he's taught me so much with them, and they've been a real help to my game. I'm more comfortable with them now than I've ever been.
So now was this the same guy? Cause see, I trust me, I've researched you quite a bit. Is this the same guy that was actually you were laying down, and then he was sitting on top of you and he was hitting you in the stomach with the mitts. Is that the guy?
I think that he does that. I think it was when I was training with Lam had come to visit Lam Crown, but no, Cornpet does that too. Oh my gosh, when I first started training with him, he would tell me to do sit ups, then like go walk away and watch to see if I was still doing them. It was total Karate Kid type stuff. Like I did so many sit ups with him, like until my butt, I was literally wearing my ass off because I was getting road rash on my butt from just doing tons of sit-ups. It was super intense, super intense. But he's a great trainer. He's the best trainer I've ever had.
Now, were you still doing those sit-ups though? That's the question.
Hmm.
You
At
understand?
first, it's done in a way that's sort of like to see if you'll break, right, without injuring you. See if you'll listen. You'll still do it when they're not paying attention. I think it's there's a big psychological piece to that. So yeah, I still do them, but it's less of a test now. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So some Karate Kids. So you bringing up good
Yeah,
shows.
kind of. Uh-huh.
I bet you watched Cobra Kai, didn't you?
I haven't seen it yet. Isn't that terrible?
What you mean? Hold on. You hadn't seen Cobra Kai season 1 or 2?
No,
Oh
I
man,
know.
this I'm ending the interview now. Come on, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this.
Pathetic.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I won't do that. Okay, the War Machine Brittany Neiman says that she is a member of Next
Oh
Level
yeah,
Combat Switching,
cool. Okay, I know where next level is.
but she says she's switching to the seller.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit closer. That's awesome.
Okay, see, the striking Viking. Hey, she says a little bit closer, but she's 105 pounds, so if she come there, you can't beat her up though. You gotta take it easy.
Oh, that's good. It's a good weight to be. There's a lot of movement in that division, though.
Yeah, it's a
Good weight to be right now.
whole. Yeah, hey, well, she's up and coming though. She's pregnant right now, but she had this kid and she get back into it. She's
Good.
aggressive, just like you.
Yeah.
You know what? Your octagon IQ. I think that's underrated. Um, your last two bouts that I've seen, when you fought King Rena and then you also fought Faith, people don't talk about how well you cut off that octagon and you limit your opponent's, selection of what they want to do.
Yeah.
Um, and it kind of limits them from taking it down. So, I want you to go through with some of these fans. And listen, guys, y'all need to pay her for this too. Uh, Go through with some of these fans. Like, how can a striker who, your background isn't really takedowns and wrestling and, it's not your background. But how does a striker get her shots off while still cutting off the octagon and not being taken down?
Well, I think something is really important. Whatever your game is in fighting, it's really important to remember that they're a human being, so they are not like a robot or somebody that doesn't feel. So you can make them feel a certain way, and that's going to dictate how much of their ability they can access. So if you're doing it, you can do it with footwork, you can do it with takedowns. Kind of your tool doesn't matter. If you can get that person to believe that what they have doesn't work, then you get a bunch of freebies. And that's what I try to do to people.
Freebies in the form of elbows in the clinch, knees.
Yeah. Whatever it is that your goal is and that's pressure fighting, right? Like applying pressure, putting them in a position where they don't feel like they can go. It's not quite right. And that's not to say it never happens, right? Like I got taken down off that knee, but then just making sure that I'm not stressed about that. I feel comfortable and that I can get back up and get back to my game. Or if I'm a wrestler, maybe it's the opposite. I'm just so relentless that even the stress of having to deal with it is self-defeating. Even the stress of having to deal with the pressure, you may not be hitting all the time when you're cutting somebody off, but just the stress of having to deal with the pressure is doing something for you and tiring them out, I think.
Wow. I mean, that's when I saw you get back up, I was like, wow, that was quick. And I noticed that you, Jan Jacek, how's that other striker that does that well? You, Jan Jacek, Valentina Shevchenko. You guys are like a mastermind of like when somebody takes you down, it's you guys can get up. Like that's an artwork. That's a form that a lot of people don't master. So do a play by play for us, the fans, and that we'll just say we're casuals. When you're taken down, what do you do technically to rise back to your feet to get back to what you love to do, striking?
Well, I think first of all, it's really important to not accept a bad position. That's something that I used to do a little bit too much, and you can get in that habit, right? If you're just playing jiu-jitsu in the gym and stuff, sometimes, and not thinking about MMA specific. Because even on the bottom, I mean, sometimes you're jiu-jitsu master, you're pulling off subs, but for the most part, if you're hanging out on the bottom, you're getting pummeled in MMA. It's not a good place to be. So I think it's really important to not accept the bad position, and then from there, you get on one hip, you don't allow yourself to be flattened out is really big. And then kind of depending on what they do, you find the path of least resistance and get yourself up.
Oh, okay, the path of least resistance. See, I mean, that's broken down nicely. Because I used to, I know in wrestling, I hate being on my back because when
Yeah, of course.
wrestling, you get pinned. That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, and trying to get back up, and if the person heavy, it's even harder the more they weigh. You're trying to roll out, and then I'm like, oh crap, now my back's taken. Oh crap, now that's it. I'm done. So yeah, I man.
No, exactly. And that thought, and we all can't help having that thought sometimes, but then it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like I know that's been the case with me when I've had fights where I get stuck on the bottom in a bad spot. I'm like, oh no, I'm here again. And I think to your point, there's something to managing your thoughts even there.
Yeah, because that's what used to go through my head as a wrestler. I'm like, dang, I
Oh
gotta
yeah.
get up. I gotta get up. No, he can't do this. He can't do this. But there's a super fight that I've always wanted to see in Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I wanted to see you versus Urena Jojo Bars. I've always wanted to see that fight in Muay
I would
Thai.
like that.
Dang it,
It's
I've wanted.
interesting. Lion Fight wanted to do that fight before I really had much Muay Thai at all. Pro Muay Thai. I was like, I had just gotten off of another MMA loss, and I didn't have many. And then it just did not materialize later when it would have made sense, right? Like after I had 10 or more fight. Okay, now we'll go, but it just didn't materialize. And I would like that fight too. I would like it under full Thai rules rather than kickboxing rules. But that's one of those that's on my I hope I can get it done. But she doesn't seem like she's fighting a lot right now. Do you know what her
Well, she running a gym too, because she was
yeah, Den Helder, right? Or something
yeah,
like that it's
she's
called.
in Den Helder, and she was a security, and I don't know, I know she was doing security work at at her job. She's been at this job for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, almost like a bouncer. Almost, I'm like, yeah, you're a
I'm
bouncer. Dang.
sure.
Yeah, who would mess with? Yeah, okay, I get it. And but
Yeah.
she said I don't have to fight anybody.
Oh,
I just tell them to leave, and they leave. I'm like, yeah, because who would want to? Come on, nobody's gonna fight you. Um,
she's six. She's tall too. She's like 6 feet tall, isn't she? I think.
yeah, she's 6 feet
Oh.
tall. Put on a pair of heels, she might be 7 feet. I mean, yeah,
Yep.
it's just what it is. That'll be a super fight. I've always thought about that. I've always
Mhm.
thought about that. Her, you, or Antonina Shevchenko. Those would
I,
be Muay
I would
Thai.
like that one too.
Oh man, I hate
Yeah.
it, man. I hate it because Muay Thai is a good. I like Muay Thai matchups. I watch them. I watch them when I can watch them. But man, they just don't get the promotion, man. They just don't get it.
No, it's weird, right? Because like kickboxing does, like Glory K1. I'm
Global.
really surprised more people don't get um behind full Thai rules. Like it's the ultimate fighting of just the stand up. I'm surprised. I'm surprised we don't see more of it. But it's interesting now. UFC Fight Pass at least is starting to stream some full Thai rule stuff. So maybe it'll happen in the future. It'd be amazing if another promotion maybe went into like MMA or something that already has a brand recognition went into Muay Thai. That'd be amazing.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Invicta. Excuse me. That'll be real nice. We can get some of that going. But it's pretty good combat, man. It's combat. It's entertaining. And
Yeah.
at least one fight, I always see some guy get ragdoll, when it's over, or not ragdoll, but he get hit so hard he gets slumped over. I see it. I see it a lot. But yeah, man, that's great. Well, maybe one day God will let these super fights happen. Maybe the God up in the sky, the MMA God, will just say, hey,
Here we go.
we got
Yeah.
JoJo over here. She ready for you. Because she can't find fights either. It's hard for her to find fights.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. She's got great, like, really good timing too. It'd be a fun one.
One of your fights though, what was it like fighting Claire Baxter? That's a big girl.
It was good. She's fun. She's smart. So that's the fun thing with her was she even during fight time she was smart. Like I would know I'd land something one time, and then if I went for it again, I'd be getting countered. So with her, it was really neat because like yes, she has good technique, she hits hard, but it was a chess. We were playing chess, you know.
Wow.
It was a
Wow.
lot of fun. A lot
See,
of fun fighting her.
I look at her size, man, and she overwhelmed these girls, and I'm like, dang, man, like and I'm start thinking, what if it was a 5 round fight and she's constantly on you? That's gotta wear you out. That's gotta make you like fatigued.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's just it. Like we had a 5 rounder, and she didn't. I mean, we are going the whole 5 rounds, and it was actually really awesome because it was the first time we had. There's a promotion that I've been matching for. It was the first time we had it's a local show, but it was the first time we had full Muay Thai
Mm.
in Minneapolis, and it happened to be we were fighting, and it was so great having her because I think it gave people. She had been fighting in Thailand, like, and we had a nice hard fight, and I think it kind of gave people a taste of what Muay Thai is about. So it was great to kind of have her help and ushering it in here.
Now, Kaitlin, I got to ask you now, because see, I'm a Muay Thai fan, but I got to ask you, one, is it true that those guys over in Thailand, they can legit chop down a tree with them shins? And
Oh
can
yeah,
you do that?
I haven't tried. I guess I could try. They're doing it like banana trees, which are a little softer, but still it's impressive. But yeah, it's amazing. Like if you take somebody who's been fighting since they were young, and I had a fight with a Thai woman over there that was like this, where it like hurts to kick them because their bone density is so great from having that impact from being young. Being a kid, like their body's just so conditioned. So and you'll hear other guys say that like it hurts to fight somebody who's been fighting professionally since they're a little nugget. So it that doesn't surprise me at all. Their bodies are incredibly hard, especially they've been fighting in stadiums and now they're over 200 fights. Yeah.
Mm, man, yeah. So I guess if they check a kick from you, you're in trouble, huh?
Oh yeah, you feel it. Like even just their body just
Mm,
like just solid, super solid.
dang, dang, guys, we got Kaitlin, yo. We got the striking Viking here. Hey, y'all stop. Hey, y'all smash the like button. Smash the like button. Hey, listen, stop staring at the screen. It's Kaitlin Young. Yeah, it's her. She's right here. Hit that like button. Stop playing around, y'all. Okay, I wanted to ask you about this fight too. You fought Pam Bam Sorensen, and people
Yeah,
don't even know you fought Pam Bam inside. What was it? Kickboxing or Muay Thai rules?
it was a K1 rules.
Yeah. Now you got to tell me because I know Pam Bam is tough. What was it like getting in there with Pam Bam Sorensen? And shout out to Pam, by the way. She got that huge like tumor removed out of her stomach.
Oh
But
my gosh, yeah, my goodness.
yeah.
She great. Well, the thing is too, oh my gosh. So my first opponent bailed for that card. The second one bailed because she was both so it was supposed to be at 145, I think, or something.
Mm,
Which was up from what the original weight was, but then she called the promoter the night before weigh-ins and said, "I'm still 170. I can't make it,
God damn.
and I'm on probation, so I can't leave the state." She was going to drive over. So they're trying to figure out, yeah, they're trying to figure out how we could get her here. Like, would a state trooper have to escort her? Would it be possible? Like, not even possible. Not even if I came up in weight. So Pam actually stepped in on like 48 hours notice, and we were just talking directly, and I just said, I don't even care. I know it's not like you're way bigger than me or something. Whatever weight you can make. If you don't want to cut weight, I don't care. So she stepped in and kind of saved the show because I was headlining. But yeah, it was good. She's super tough. I ended up winning with knees. I'd seen that I'd cut her with the right hand earlier in the round, and she had another fight coming up in 5 weeks. So I'd cut her in the first, and I was like, then I told Ryan in the corner, I was like, I think I'm going to go to the body now because I don't want to sit and hammer on that. And then, but she was super tough. And honestly, like if the ref hadn't called it, I think she still would have fought.
Yeah, you got people, man, who they can be walking dead zombies, concussed. They still
She's tough
coming
as
at you.
nails. She's tough as nails. And she, like, even in her MMA career, like she's always been willing to fight whoever. Like, she doesn't shy away from the tough ones. So she has and as an amateur, she was doing that too. So I forget what her record is now, 7-2 or something like that. but she has a lot of good experience for that 7-2. It's not a bunch of fluff, you know.
She's
So
fought some of
yeah.
the best featherweights in the world.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hands down, she's fought some of the best in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you
Yeah,
guys,
shoot, like she went to she had a good competitive fight with Spencer. So she got subbed, and then Spencer went to the UFC and wins in the first round. So I think it says a lot about Pam.
yeah. So what are your thoughts though? On the phenom going into the UFC like that, and then she just getting a rear naked choke win over Megan Anderson. I mean, what were you
Yeah.
thinking? I mean, you got to be honest.
Like, I think Felicia has a couple things that are really special. One of them is that she's very creative. Like she doesn't get so stuck in the box about the right way to do things. She does what works at the moment, which I think is awesome. Makes her fun to watch, and I think it makes her find things that maybe a person with more of a structured way of thinking doesn't find. And then also, I think she's really has a really positive group of people around her, and she's really good about being positive. And in all the fights I've seen her, I've not seen her defeat herself ever. And I think that's a really helpful thing. I think I didn't have a straight prediction for that fight, but I was expecting it to be a little bit more competitive. But the other thing too is it's so like some of these women going in the UFC, they're very good, very talented, but really under 10 pro fights is so early in someone's career. Like, so, and that's where Megan is right now. And that's where Felicia is right now. And those times, like it's not uncommon to maybe have a mental hurdle. I don't think Megan performed as well as she's capable of, but I think that'll come in time. I definitely don't think it's any sort of value judgment on her as a fighter. You know what I mean?
See, striking Viking, Minnesota about to be my new favorite place. Cause I was saying the same thing, and I said this earlier. I said, hey, listen, we gotta let these young 20-somethings. You gotta let them develop because they're really trying to get themselves felt out, and then they get a call from the UFC, and at the time it's more money than they've seen. Probably double than what they've been making, or probably more. And it's like they see the contract, they can't believe it. Like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
going to the UFC. Hey, here's my big opportunity. And see, I feel like as a manager, that's when the manager step in and say, you know what, I don't think we're ready yet. Because I think for that person to go and defend the Invicta title a couple times to get the valuable experience and
Yeah.
then move up. See, I think that's invaluable. But it's like as soon as these girls, they get any inkling of success, they jump to the UFC. And a lot of them, they just don't have the necessary talent, skill set. They got talent, but the skill set to go to the next level, and they end up getting frustrated and they get beat. And I've seen that happen a lot
But
lately.
yeah, no, you're right. And but of course, like if you have, I mean, everybody's good. Everybody in the UFC is good. So like if you have somebody who has 30, 40, 50 fights experience against somebody with 10 or 15, and their similar level of physical talent, like of course you're going to struggle. And I don't think, and what's hard is that maybe happens a couple times and a fighter starts to doubt themselves, and there's really no need for that. It's not, it's literally just experience. Um, that's the problem. But I agree with you. That happens a lot. And I think understandably, the fighter is nervous about, even if they aren't ready, even if the manager or coach doesn't think they're quite ready for it yet, they're afraid about the offer not coming around again.
Hmm.
So how can they, what if this is my only chance? And and that just makes things really difficult. Like if you think about who's sitting, atop those divisions, say Holly Holm, for instance, how many times has Holly Holm been in a ring or cage? Do you
Too
know
many.
offhand? It's loads,
A
right?
lot, a lot, and
It's yeah.
she's gonna be
And
in the 20 fight soon.
for MMA, and then
Yeah.
however much boxing, she's got a lot of experience. And that's not to say she can't be beat, but um, to your point, it's one of those things where it had they hung out and had maybe 5 more fights before hopping into that one. maybe it would be a different story. That much more experience. So,
And she would have
but yeah,
never
I
got
mean,
the
I
head
think
kick over Ronda Rousey.
you know,
Yeah, but
it's
Keith,
it's exactly so. And I think, and you and I have talked about this before, how there's just too much of an attitude about how fighters are stagnant and they're only ever going to be what they are today. And that's just not the case. It's not how we develop in any profession.
no.
So, I think people need to keep that in mind when looking at fighters, especially because I don't see too many men getting in the UFC that early. Like a lot of the time they have more experience. But they should keep in mind that they're not comparing apples to apples there. A
Yeah,
lot of these women, because there are less women fighting, are just going in a little earlier in their development.
and see, I was and I was talking. I interviewed Brianna Van Buren, and
Oh
see,
yeah,
she was kind of up in the air. She didn't know, and then she made a jump to the UFC. I said, "What? What? Wait a minute. What just? Wait a minute. I just talked to her." And then they're putting her in against Livia Renata Sosa. So, and I guess it's a gamble. And I guess if you really truly believe
yeah,
you have what it takes, then yeah, if you believe it. Um, but I'm still on the side of letting a fighter develop. Just keep
yeah,
developing them. If they develop, and then you'll get more out of them in the long run. Because
yeah.
yeah, I've seen some fighters, man, some careers just go south. I'm like, well, man. But
And,
what would happen, say, if
cool.
Megan would have just taken enough time? Like what if she would have defended the Invicta belt a few times? Got the valuable experience. See, I
Mhm.
think it'd be a whole different story, and I think we be talking differently. Like I actually believe I think she's a good fighter. And see,
Yeah,
I'm
me
not.
too.
I'm never, even if I just dislike a fighter for whatever reasons. When you get to this level, Invicta, LFA, you've done something right. And
Yeah,
so I'm never one of those people. Oh, they suck. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you mean they suck? No, they don't. They don't suck. Compared to you, you think they suck, but no, they don't suck. You have to do something right to get to this level. And that's my whole point.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I think, yeah, I mean, I think they're obviously very talented, and it's one of those things where it's like you might go into the UFC and you might win these fights. I think, some people don't agree. Like, I totally think Megan legitimately beat Kat. If you get kicked in the face and can't continue, that's a W.
Same thing I said. I said that. I said it. I said she won.
So it's not to say that you can't win those fights, but it's just like it goes from being a maybe to a probably, and that's where, and I think a lot of the girls are hopping into UFC when they're still kind of a maybe, instead of getting to the probably.
Okay. They need people like you mentoring them. They need people like you mentoring. Hey, look, you just beat somebody's ass over here, but listen, they're gonna call you. Listen, listen, listen. Hey, you got a future, kid. You can do it. They probably need somebody like you mentoring them. Heck,
Well, here's the hard thing though. I don't know that maybe it's not an option though. Like what if they say no and then they never, they get passed up and they're not allowed to be over there, or maybe they fold the featherweight division because they don't have enough at all. I mean, in an ideal world, I totally agree. I think they would be allowed to develop, but it's sort of been the story the story of female fighters in general because there are less of us. It
yeah, it
hasn't
is.
been as much of an option, unfortunately. So I don't know that they're even making the wrong choices, all things considered. I would just like to see them be able to go in uh, when they've had a little more development. That's
Man,
all.
guys, the striking Viking just told y'all what's going on. She just told y'all, God, you seem like the type of person, we can have like a, well, I don't drink alcohol, but drink something and just talk fights all day. I can sit here and talk fights with you all day. I can sit here and talk fights, but I'm not. I won't challenge you to a bet because I probably lose against you. Okay,
I
I
don't
would
know.
lose.
If you've been watching and betting, you might be less biased than me. Shoot.
I don't think anybody's less biased than me. I'm pretty biased. I'm real biased, but yeah, hey, I just got enough. I got enough intestinal fortitude to admit it. Okay, I'm
Hey,
biased.
it's more
So
important.
if you're in a fight, I'm probably gonna be biased. I'm gonna say she's winning, and see, I bet on you because I'm biased. That's
Sure,
just what it is. Yeah,
I'll take it.
but I would never tell you I didn't bet on you. Okay, but I'll tell you that I did. I bet it, and I won. Hey,
Fair enough.
okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, people in the comment section. Okay, oh, sorry. Okay, this guy has a question. His name is, hold on. His name is George Page. Okay, Mr. George Page said,
Hi, George.
"You just made him a happy man." George, Kaitlin Young said your name. Okay, you should be thanking me for this. Okay, all right. Um, he said, if Megan will be coming back to Invicta, would you like to fight her? That's cold. That's real cold. Damn, that's cold. All
Oh
right.
yeah, I mean, I'd like to fight whoever.
Okay.
I really like Megan as a person, but I like a lot of my opponents. So if we fought, that'd be cool.
Okay, George, that answers your question. Okay. All right, Jason Rose. They're talking Sage Northcutt. Okay. Okay, guys. Let me ask them. What do you think about Sage Northcutt going over to win championships and he actually lost? What were your thoughts about that?
I'm not particularly surprised. I mean, they put him in with Cosmo Alexander, and he's also a striker. So he's a striker fighting somebody who's way better at the thing he's good at. Uh, I think the outcome could have been predicted. Um, as far as that choice, I don't know. I don't know what circumstances he was looking at specifically to make that decision. So I don't necessarily think it was wrong, but I don't think that was a great matchup for him. And obviously, that's how Cosmo hits hard. Clearly, he's had pretty significant surgery, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, who's Sage Northcutt or Cosmo?
Sage from getting hit by him. Didn't he had like multiple bone repairs, didn't
Yeah,
he? In his
and he
face?
and he got a concussion. Yeah, his face broke his face, and he got a concussion. Um, man, people don't believe it's real till you get hurt, boy. I tell you,
Uh,
they don't
you
believe till you take.
forget how serious it is because so many fights, nothing that bad happens. But Cosmo's been knocking people out with big gloves for years. So, it's not real surprising, I guess.
Cosmo knocked Sage into the cosmic plane with that hit. Like he hit him hard. I kind of felt bad for the kid too. I felt real bad for him, because he's actually a pretty positive person, and I don't know why
I
so
think
many people
nothing
just
but
like,
good things about him as a person.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing but good things from people who know him. Yeah.
yeah, he's very positive. Well, every time I've heard him talk, he's positive. So I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, all right. So you guys, okay, y'all ain't asking her no. Wait a minute, what kind of great questions do we have? Okay, yeah, I asked the Megan answer. That's already done. Okay, all right. So I'm not gonna keep you. I ain't gonna keep you too long, but I do want to kind of quiz you today. Yeah,
Ooh.
let's get it
Okay.
in. Let's get it in. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do. Okay, now I'm gonna give you information. It'll be on a female fighter or a male fighter. Okay, or it could be a higher up in MMA, like an admin person.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you the clue. You got to tell me who it is.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible. But
Okay,
okay, I'll try.
listen.
I'll do
You
my
gotta
best.
you gotta think positive. Listen. Come on now. Come on. No
All right.
negative energy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me start you off with a couple of easy ones. Okay. Uh, the striking Viking. Okay. See, that's not that bad. Okay. Let me give you some clues here now. Give you some clues. Um, the bullet.
Valentina.
Okay. Great. Um, bald.
Dana.
That's pretty good. You got that one. Okay. All right. King.
Reina.
No. Sorry.
Oh.
King Henry Cejudo. How do you not?
Oh.
Come
I
on
think
now.
no. Come on now.
Henry Cejudo. Man, that's the best.
All right. All right. I
Okay.
thought he was a magician now.
Nah,
No.
nah,
Oh,
nah. That's
all
King
right.
Henry. That's King Henry. Okay. The preacher's daughter.
Holly.
Okay, great, great. You're doing good at this. Okay. Brazil.
Betch Correa.
You are good. How do you know I was a Betch Cohen fan? A Betch Correa fan? Like seriously, how did you know?
Hmm.
You didn't. You just thought of Betch
Oh.
Correa. Wow.
I,
Nobody ever got that. Nobody ever got Betch Correa.
I feel special.
Yeah, because
That's,
most people say Cyborg or Nunez, but
uh,
it was Betch Correa. Okay, all right. Now about yourself. let's see if you get this right. Okay, I think you are. I think you know a whole lot about yourself because you're the
Hope.
best person in the world. Okay, so tell me, how long did it take you to knock out Faith Mcmah and in what round? I need the exact time in seconds.
I should know this. It
You
was the
should.
third round.
Uh huh.
It was like 352 or something.
Exactly right. God, what? Okay, you're doing good. You're doing great.
Okay.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Um, in your fight against Sarah Patterson, okay, what ended the fight?
Well, it didn't. The low kick didn't actually end it. It was punches. Punches before the ref stepped in.
Okay, very good. Okay, give me a common opponent that you and Gina Carano have faced.
Julie.
Okay, very good. Golly. See, and you thought you were gonna do bad at this.
I did. I thought I was gonna struggle.
Okay. All right, last one, Kaitlin, because this is too much. I should have played the Jeopardy music. Should have played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you probably would have started dancing. I had to ask you about your walkout song too. That was nice. Okay, give me two current fighters that you faced that are now in the UFC.
Liz Kermouche.
Uh huh.
A bunch of people have retired. And that makes me feel really old.
Nah, you 30s. You're
Well,
young 30s. You young.
Lauren Murphy. She was
Ex-
Taylor at the time.
Yep, Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy for the win. And please, no name calling, please, in the comment section, okay? It will be deleted. No name calling, okay? All right. Yeah, I got the name Lauren Murphy triggers people around here sometimes, but today I don't want any name calling.
Is it because of the so okay, like I only know her as a person. She's really nice. Like, was it because of the Tough show or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, because of the tough. Yeah, because of the tough show, and it triggered a lot of people, but no name calling because I don't really like the physical name. I don't like that. So okay, so good. Hey, excellent job, man.
Thank you.
Well, you know what, Striking Viking, I really appreciate you coming in and talking to me. I want to ask you one last question. The walkout song.
Yeah.
You had your little swag. You was going to the octagon. I said, look at Striking Viking, man. She got the swag. What made you choose that song?
Uh, it was on honestly, like it was just on my playlist when I was training, and I love it. I love it when people use like a throwback, like a really old song like that, and they sample it into hip hop. It's like my favorite.
You was
So
Yeah, but
it,
you had a little swag. Kate, I just normally you come out there, you dap people up like this, you give them the handshake, but you had a little swag. I was like, look, man, look at this. I
I
thought you was
felt good.
finna I thought you was finna start dancing, for a minute.
I was thinking about it.
Okay. All right, guy, you are late on the question. Okay, Mr. Jason Rose, I'm finna let her go, okay? But he does want to know what kind of foods does Kaitlin like to eat? Uh-oh, this is a loaded question.
It's more like, what do I not like to eat? Pizza is like a real cheesy pizza with like salami on it is one of my favorites. But
Uh-huh.
I love those like Ferrero Rocher chocolates. I'm a big fan of French toast. This is assuming I'm not, trying to cut weight, obviously. Um, really like Mexican food. I love Minnesota because we have it's a really kind of immigrant heavy area. It's like a good place for people to get on their feet. And as such, we have loads of really good food, lots of variety. So I just love food in general. But yeah, maybe pizza and quesadillas if I was just gonna binge, I think.
Okay. We got to give you a gift card to your pizza place then, Kaitlin. We got to give you a gift card. I'm so serious when I tell you I got to give you a gift card, okay? To one of your pizza spots that you eat. And listen, I want you to have it. I want you to enjoy. Hey, I guess I just have to call that in and say, hey, give this woman a gift card. Just let her go spend $100 worth of. Let her have pizza and all this stuff. She'll eat it.
I will.
Okay. See, told you we're gonna be doing some laughing. So thank you. Okay. So listen. Anybody else you wanna shout out? You wanna talk to your team? Let's go for it.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much to Zebra Mats and Menacing Valor. They really made it possible. I traveled to train with my coach, Corn Pet, who's also amazing. Thank him, and Levi Cope up there helping me out. But without their support, I would not be able to focus the way I have been able to. So thank you to them so much. And then, of course, my diversity teammates and everybody up at Redwood Muay Thai for inviting me up to stay there and train with them.
Shout out to the dog. Come on, how could you forget that dog?
Oh, see, that's the hardest part is having to leave him at home. I tell you.
Yeah, that's your best
Oh
friend.
man, but
Yeah,
he's wonderful. He actually came down to the fight, believe it or not.
really?
Yeah, he hangs out. He was only in Kansas City, so they drove down with him.
Okay. Who, like your parents, your mom, your
Yeah,
people?
yeah, yeah. My boyfriend and my mom came down. Yeah.
There it is. Having a dog over there with you. Well, listen, you spent 45 minutes of your life. You can't get it back, Kaitlin. You can't get it back.
I don't want it back. This is
Oh,
great.
well,
It's fun talking.
God bless you. I mean, we having so much fun, Kaitlin. I had to get you back on the horn again. But listen, realistically, how many more? How many? Like you, a title shot gonna be coming pretty soon, right? Couple more fights, and you probably be ready for the Invicta strap.
I hope so. I hope I get it next time, but we'll see. Like this is the fun thing about having done matchmaking is you kind of get an idea of. I don't know any more than anybody knows, but I can predict that it's. We'll have to see who they're looking at as a contender if they have anybody in mind. So it might be a minute, but we'll see.
Invicta matchmaker, right here, guys. Hand in hand with
Well,
Shannon Knapp.
not
You said you trying. Wait a minute. Oh, you said you're not trying as hard. What you say?
No, I said not. I'm not matchmaking anymore. I just used to, so I kind of have an idea how the division is probably shaking out. Is all. So.
Yeah, I seen you was all dressed up. You had the belt between the two champions. I was like, look at this man. She's comfortable. I enjoyed it. Matchmaking, wow. You did an excellent job there too. Well,
Oh,
listen, I thoroughly enjoyed this interview. I feel motivated now, and I'm finna go conquer the world thanks to you in this interview. Okay?
all right. Thank you. It's fun talking.
Yes, it's always fun talking to you. Okay?
All right.